Flip. How you finna rob a nigga ass on foot? Terrorize shit, I get a hang with.
What is your name and what do you do?
Mason Lewis, artist and curator.
Okay. Performing artist, right?
Performing artist and curator.
Performing artist. Okay, beautiful. What has being a performer in St. Louis taught you?
Being a performer in St. Louis has taught me to remain consistent, stay down, and continue to improve on my craft until one day it shines through.
Okay. What is something uniquely St. Louis that you think shows up in your work?
Strictly our vernacular and our lingo. The way that we talk, it comes through every song, as well as locational. When we try to make videos, we try not to make them overtly St. Louis, but I feel like there is very much a if you know component to it. So, location and vernacular.
Okay. How do you balance, as a performing artist, the local relevance of your work with ambitions for broader or national exposure?
Utilizing the fan base that I've already procured here as kind of a backsplash when I go elsewhere and tell people about my work. Letting the work that we've already done here stand out, as well as always using any product or anything that we've created to further expand when we do travel to different states or different places to, showcase our work.
Okay. Have you ever felt pressure to leave St. Louis to make it, and why or why not?
I always feel pressure to leave St. Louis to make it, just because there are other entities and actual established industries elsewhere. But on the other hand, I love St. Louis. I would never leave. It's something about our city, like I said before, that is blossoming and expanding at a rate that if I were to leave here now, like I said, I would be doing a disservice to the other artists as well as doing a disservice to myself. As well as I believe that one of the biggest issues that we have here is that we believe that we're overlooked when at the same time there are people in our city that don't appreciate our work the way that they should. A lot of people view our work as just like, oh, nah, my friend's doing something cool. I love it. I'm going to support one time, and then that's just it. When in other places, I noticed that they will literally drive ideas into the ground just for them to be put into your face, just for you to know that one person or that one specific brand or that one specific song. So I feel like the only thing that we could really benefit from here would just be more collective unity, even though we already have a great sense of that. But I do feel like being in St. Louis and being from St. Louis is an advantage that a lot of people don't have creatively. Like I said, since we don't have those industries that will say yes or no to projects, that gives everyone the individual creative freedom to do whatever it is that they like to do. From editorials to photo shoots to music videos, etc. We have a freedom to literally do whatever it is that we want to do that people don't have elsewhere. So I truly do cherish that in St. Louis. That's one thing that, forebodes me from leaving, is that we do have that artistic freedom here.
Yeah. Okay. How do you think St. Louis creatives can better collaborate across disciplines?
Another great question. One of the ways that I feel like St. Louis creatives could collaborate over different mediums would probably be to continue doing things like First Sundays, other little gatherings. I feel like a lot of the times, a lot of these events are kind of focused towards music or people coming out for a showcase or to view art in some sort of way, when I feel like we need to further foster the community of just having fun and like bringing those creative ideas together and putting these creatives all in one room, but under the guise of fun, not under, a business model or the pretense of working with each other. I feel like people are more inclined to actually have fruitful ideas that they can actually manifest and bring into life when they're not put in meetings or spaces where they feel like they have to collaborate artistically. I feel like once it flows and it just flows creatively, I feel like it's more beneficial to all of the artists that way versus more of a commissioned, let's get together and make this art type of deal, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Last question.
Yeah.
What does making it look like in St. Louis for you?
That's a very subjective question. Personally, making it is acquiring generational wealth to take care of my family and, you know, to provide the things that I had in little abundance to my family in full abundance. You know what I mean? But making it in St. Louis to anybody is probably just, you know, going viral, 1 million followers on Instagram, you know what I mean? You popping in the city, you know, that's kind of like that city virality. But my definition of making it and the city's definition of making it are two different things for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.